Hello, my name is Aaron Crowley, and welcome to Crowley's Granite TV. You know, as stone cutters, we're used to working with things that are thousands of years old, and so using YouTube and Facebook is sort of a cutting-edge technology for us, but it's a medium that we hope to utilize so we can share useful, unique, and even entertaining information for you as you begin or continue your search for the perfect granite countertop. You know, there are hundreds of topics, relevant topics to this decision that you are making for what most people is a once-in-a-lifetime decision, and we hope to cover a whole bunch of those topics. We even plan on taking you inside our production facility to show you how we make a granite countertop. So where to begin? What is the most important factor in a granite countertop decision? Is it the fabricator? Is it the price? Is it the material? Well, obviously all of those are important, but because the material is really the starting point for your project and usually the place where people have the most questions, we thought we would start there. You know, one of the most common questions we get at this stage of the process in selecting material is what is the difference between granite and quartz? And there are two main differences. One of the differences is how they're made, and the other difference is the functionality of the product once it's installed. Granite is unique in that it is cut out of a mountainside into big blocks. Those blocks are then sawed into slabs, a lot like a loaf of bread, and then polished and then shipped to market. Quartz is unique in that the quartz crystals are actually mined, and then they're crushed up, and then they are put into a resin mix, poured into the form of a slab, compacted and heat treated to give them their slab form. In terms of the functionality of the two products, in essence, how do they work in your kitchen once they're installed, I would describe the differences like this. Granite is heat proof, meaning there's nothing in your kitchen that's going to damage it from a heat standpoint. Quartz, I would say, is highly heat resistant. Granite is also what I would call scratch proof, meaning there's very few items in your kitchen that are going to scratch this, even if you were trying to. Quartz, on the other hand, I would say is highly scratch resistant. You know, a helpful hint in helping to select a stone that's going to contrast your cabinet but not conflict with it, you want it to complement the cabinet as well, is to actually take one of the doors from your cabinets that you're going to have the countertops installed on and take it to the supplier with you. That will be helpful in the sense that you're not going to have to be running samples back and forth to your home and back to the supplier. You will instantly know. So what we're going to do is pop off a couple of doors here and show those next to some slabs out in our shop to illustrate how effective this process really is. So to illustrate how helpful it is to have one of your cabinet samples with you when you are selecting slabs, we have a slab right here called Golden Oak. And strangely enough, we have a golden stained oak cabinet door here, which is a very common cabinet that we're installing countertops on. And just to illustrate how important the contrast is, when you set this cabinet up against this stone, a stone that looks absolutely beautiful by itself, there is very little contrast. In fact, they blend together so well. In a kitchen application, you would lose that pop that is so important when selecting your granite countertop. Just to show you another example of how quickly you can tell whether or not a counter is going to contrast with the cabinetry, this is another material that has a lot of broken up cream colors in it with black and gray interspersed throughout. I would say this color would contrast this cabinet beautifully if you like the stone. Okay, to show one more example of a happy medium between a really sharp contrast and one that blends in too well, we have this material right here that has some golden tones in it, but a lot of cream as well. And I think this shows a perfect happy medium for a granite that has a lot of motion, obviously complements the cabinetry, but shows enough contrast that when you walk into that kitchen, it's going to pop. Well, I hope this video on selecting your stone for your granite or quartz countertop project has been helpful. And you know, we only talked about one of the three most important factors in making that decision, how important contrasting your countertop to your cabinet is. If you'd like to learn more about the other two factors that we recommend you consider, feel free to either call us to schedule a no-obligation consultation in your home or come on down and visit us in our brand new showroom. Thank you very much for watching.